Hello Lefty Wannabes and welcome to my channel, Right Left Hand. It is day 281. Let's get started. We're beginning week 41, so we will write the date, the day, the sentence, both upper and lowercase, the quote, both upper and lowercase, increasing numbers, and symbols. And the sentence is, Jack quietly moved up front and seized the big ball of wax. Again, we're writing that because it's a pangram containing all the letters of the alphabet, and we want to practice those letters in a variety of ways. And the quote is, "A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers," by Plato. Let's get started. As per usual, write the day over in the left-hand margin. Day 281. And it's October 8th. And this little hole gets in the way. But find space to write it. Practice our small handwriting. And it is Sunday. And we'll go ahead and get started with our first sentence. So, again, because it's the start of a new week, we're going to have a new sentence. And the start is always good because we can kind of get like a benchmark for where we want to be, or where we are, and then compare it to the end of the week. You know, I don't do it on camera, but, you know, you can do it later to really see what went well, what didn't, and any noticeable improvement throughout the week. So, yeah. I think one thing that I needed to work on was making sure to be consistent in writing. So, yeah. I think, yeah, some days with this sentence, it looks like some days I'll write on 2 lines, some days I won't. So, we'll see. But it's starting out pretty well, I think. Hope you guys think so too. Otherwise, it's just me in my delusional world thinking I'm oh so great when I'm not really. But who knows? Maybe I am. And I just realized I forgot to write up front, so I'll go ahead and put that in there. Maybe, you know. Oh, and I even forgot to write the last word. Wow. Today is, at least I didn't completely forget it. So, yeah. But that could be a problem in the future. Luckily, I caught my mistakes. But I know in the past I haven't. So, we'll just see. We'll see where it goes in the future, you know. But my capital, all caps, seems to be pretty good. I think it's partially because I'm writing a lot larger than normal. Well, I'm writing larger than I have for the past week, and I think that helps in what I'm doing. So I'll just have to remember that for later times. Definitely. All right, now I'll go ahead and move on to the quote. You know, I liked Plato yesterday, so we're gonna do Plato again today. A good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. So this may be hard for the engineers out there, mathematicians, because most people in that in the STEM field, they like things to be based off numbers. You know, if it checks out, then it's good. But, you know, I think that was actually the issue with the Challenger. You know, calculations were right, so it was practical defines practice or something like that. So and that's what led up to the incident. But yeah. But I think this is a pretty interesting quote from a guy from a long time ago. Because, I guess maybe there's some context I'm missing, but this is a pretty good quote nowadays, I think. Although I tend to make a lot of decisions based on numbers, especially when it comes to buying things. If I don't want to waste my money, I'll make the decision based off numbers for sure. So yeah. And usually this is aside, it's related to the, taxonomy? I think that's the right word. Or maybe not, I don't know. The words used in this, the diction maybe, based. I usually say, instead of based on, I say based off of. But I'll have to keep this in mind to cut down on words. Just use a small 2-letter word instead of some bigger, off I wouldn't necessarily call a bigger word, but still bigger than it needs to be. Yeah. Yep. I'm just thinking ahead. In 2 weeks, so after this week and the next week, we're going to have probably a lot longer videos because we'll be writing this sentence twice, or a total of 4 times, I guess. So just keep that in mind. Now we're going to move on to the numbers. We left off on 1200 last time, so we're going to go 1201 up to 1220. And now we're getting to these numbers where it kind of sounds like time, 1201, 1202, but I guess most people don't really say the time nowadays. They just check their phone, or they round up to the nearest 5. Like, you wouldn't say, what time is it? 1201. I don't know. I guess it depends. If you're reading a digital clock, maybe you do. Or maybe you say the exact time, but if you're reading an analog clock, then you might want to just say the rounded number. So yeah, it just depends. Usually when I am wearing an analog clock, I do round, or I almost always round it up, which usually helps because then you're, depending on if your clock is late or early, usually you're going to be early to places. But it's funny that I'm talking about clocks and numbers right now because the quote just said, good decision is based on knowledge, not on numbers. So I guess when you're leaving, you shouldn't base it off of the time. But maybe you should base it off of, I don't know, just how you feel. It's knowledge, not just how you feel. All right, and we're going to finish off with the symbols. I'd say this marks the end of a pretty good day. Not too shabby. A lot of work getting done in this. So that's always nice. Yeah. And here we are, almost done with this, just finishing up these last punctuations, and as usual, finish with a period. There you have it, day 281. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow and every day to practice with me. Alrighty, goodbye.